Hey Serge, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a gouache painting for the first time in a hot minute, so I thought it would be fun to film the process. Today I'm actually drawing a Christmas tree, so there's like snow around it and everything. I actually did a painting really similar to this in 2020 using acrylics. By the way, how has it almost literally been 3 years since then? But anyways, I thought it would be a good idea to try and redo it. If I can find a picture, I will post it right here. But anyways, it has been an insanely long time since I've done a gouache painting, or any painting for that matter. I think the last time I did a painting in my sketchbook, or like not in my sketchbook, was like 6 months ago or something, but I could be wrong. I'm using the Miyahime 24 set of gouache that I got like a year or two ago. I think I did a review video on that you can watch where I drew Zula. But anyways, it has been like a long time since I've touched them, so they did look very crusty at the beginning. But I found that if you just spray some water on it and kind of let it sit, then it'll get damp again and it'll have that like regular gouache consistency. It took a little bit to get used to using gouache again because I basically forgot the technique, and as you can see, I was definitely using it like watercolors at the beginning. I was going in with a very thin layer at first, but then I made the paint more opaque and layered it as I went on. I started out by painting the sky, like a dark background, because it was a thing in the back, and the snow and the trees were kind of things I would paint on top because they were in the foreground. Also, by the time you're seeing this, it's probably Christmas or close to it, so happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, or even if you don't celebrate anything, I hope your day has been going great so far. I'm also finally on school break right now, which is much needed. My break lasts until the 2nd, I think, and then Tuesday I go back to school, but I'm trying not to think too much about that right now and just enjoying the moment. Anyways, comment down below what you're doing during your holiday break. I'm excited to see what you guys are doing. I think I'm mainly just staying at home because I've traveled a lot during the year already, but I'm very excited to just stay at home and do absolutely nothing. You probably also noticed that I'm definitely using a different sketchbook right now. I got this a long time ago, but it's one of those sketchbooks that I only fill like once in a while. It's not my main sketchbook, and I feel like a lot of artists have like a side sketchbook that they use either for painting or planning concept sketches, so this is mine right now. It's a lot bigger than the sketchbook sizes that I usually use, and I believe it's from Arteza. It's like a painting sketchbook. I do have 2 of these sketchbooks, but I haven't even filled in the second one yet, so I'm just filling in the first one. I think I'm halfway through it as of now, but I'm just like slowly going through it. I'm not really worrying about finishing it up really fast. So now I started working on the tree. This is definitely the ugly stage of the drawing, so ignore how it looks right now. I'm honestly surprised that like I didn't hesitate to finish it because wow, it's looking really rough. But somehow I did get the motivation to finish it, and I'm really glad that I did because this might be like one of my favorite Christmas themed paintings that I've done in a while. Painting the tree was obviously the hardest part because I had to do so many layers. But I started out by painting it this like light kind of pale green that you saw me doing before. It's actually quite bright compared to the rest of the painting, so I did dull it down and make it a little bit darker to match with the lighting that I was going for. So as you can see, I was painting the snow a little bit as well. The snow was kind of hard to paint because I think painting anything that's like meant to be white is definitely harder than painting something that actually has color. But for the snow, what I did, I tried mixing in other colors that were in its surroundings as well as like random colors in the rainbow to try and add some more volume and depth to it. So for example, I did add a lot of blue to shading the snow because the sky in the background was definitely like a dark blue color, and I'm pretty sure snow kind of like reflects its surroundings a little bit. I don't know, I remember learning about this in like a YouTube video or something, so I just kind of tried figuring out how to use that technique, and that's what I did here. I also added a bunch of random colors, and I also added some green around the tree to the snow, and I actually think it looks really good. I'm actually pretty proud with how the snow came out. Moving back onto the tree, I did a lot of layering with it. So I did paint like a lighter green, more pale color over the tree to like add some more depth and shading. This part was definitely the hardest because there was like so much layering going on, and also gouache dries like darker or lighter depending on what shade that you use, and while it's wet it doesn't look the same as when it dries, so it was really hard to figure out what color I would need to blend and how it would end up looking. I think I did a pretty good job for not using gouache in a while though, and I'm actually pretty proud of how it came out. Okay, this part where I started adding like white to the tree to make it look like it had snow on top of it was so annoying, I swear to God. So basically, when you like layer something, gouache tends to lift off or it like reactivates. So whenever I used the white paint, it kept on like lifting, or it kept on blending with the color underneath it, which is like a darker green color. So it took so long to figure out how to deal with that. I also had to deal with the bristles of my brush that kept on falling off. I'm not sure why, because I thought these brushes were actually pretty high quality. I think I got them from an Upgrade Mix mystery box, but I definitely have been using them, and it's been like a while since I've gotten them. So I think they have reached the end of their lifeline because they aren't as good quality as they were before. So the bristles kept on like popping out and like falling out, so I had to use my fingers to go in and try and lift it off from the painting. And then I had to repaint over that part because there would just be this like weird line appearing there. It was definitely very annoying to deal with, but I'm happy that I got it done with in the first place. I might need to buy some new brushes soon. I'm not sure, because right now I only have watercolor brushes, and I'm not sure how well they'll work with gouache, considering watercolor is more of like a light medium, while gouache you have to use like more heavy and thick brushes, if that makes any sense. This part was definitely the part that motivated me the most when I started shading the tree a little bit more. You can see that I was still definitely struggling with making the tree look more realistic, but I think I'm definitely getting there. I also wanted to add some lighting to the tree, or like ornaments, to give it that Christmas tree essence or vibe. So I went ahead and I added some yellow gouache and I started layering it. This part was also very annoying because the yellow would often lift up and it would cause like the yellow to basically disappear from the paper. So I decided to just go with these yellow bauble looking things, and that actually worked out pretty well. I also used some orange for the shading. I did go in later on with acrylics to add snow onto the tree and the highlights, because like I said before, the gouache would often lift, so that didn't really work out that well. So I used these Camel acrylic paints that I got a while ago. I also have oil paints that have been sitting on my room in my desk for the longest time, and I haven't figured out how to use them yet. I might be using them this break because I'm definitely in a painterly mood right now, and I would really like to start to learn how to use more mediums other than just markers or colored pencils. So here you can see I'm going in and opaquening, I'm not sure if that's a word, all the ornaments and like the baubles. I also added a star on top. I'm not sure if that was the best decision because it doesn't really look that good, because I don't know how you draw stars that like look realistic. But yeah, I went ahead with doing that, and like I said before, I also added some orange acrylic to shade it. I did want to add like a glow around the ornaments to make it seem like they're emitting light, but I'm not skilled enough to know how to do that at this level, so I just kind of went with it and I left it as it is. Now we get on to the tape peeling part, so I'll let you guys enjoy that. It was definitely very satisfying to do that, and I'm glad that didn't tear up like it usually does. And here is how the final painting turned out. I'm super happy with how it turned out, and it's been so long since I've been able to paint something for myself and not for school or YouTube, so this was a really refreshing experience. Anyways, I'm looking forward to doing more things like this week because I don't have school. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing time celebrating this holiday season. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!